press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello my dear friends. Yes, hope you people are doing good. So we were discussing about industries, right? So what actually is industry? What forms the industry? We have discussed about this, right? So industry, wherein the triple test was applied there, right? So industry is a place, okay? It is a place wherein they carry out a business, trade or any manufacturing activities, including the employees and employer there. Right, so there has to be some systematic activity that has to be carried out, wherein it should create a relationship between the employer and employee, right? Even with that, there has to be some production of goods and services. So this is what we had discussed in the last class, right? So we even did discuss about kinds of like industries. So how the industry is classified, right? It is classified on the basis of raw material, on the basis of size, nothing but the capital size, on the basis of the ownership. So this is how we did classify the industries, right dear students? Okay, today let us know about another important topic, that is factors affecting the location of industries. So why the factors are necessary? What is the importance of factors when it comes to industries? Yes, so when it comes to industries, see, industry will not be located wherever they want. No, not absolutely. They always think about the place wherein the population is less, okay? Industries always will be they will always plan for their formation or say for their setup where the population is bit less, okay? The population should be less, but yes, getting human source, okay, for the work like labor, it should be easy, okay? Even the raw material, supply of raw material should be easy, and even the power, okay? Power, if at all the machines has to work, they need certain power, right? So that power, okay, that should be easily available. Land, okay, land has to be made available very easily. Then transportation, even capital and market. So always industries, they do not just set up wherever they want, okay? Imagine, can you see industries in the residential areas? Is it safer side? Yes. Can you see any of the industries in the mid of the city? Yes. Is it possible to set up industries there? No, right? So when it comes to industries, it is always seen that industries is located wherein no doubt the population, okay, nothing but the it is away from the residential area or even the the city area, okay? From the city area it is totally far. But yes, when it comes to the labor, okay, they have to get the labor very easily. So the materials, okay, like when it comes to the factors wherein it affects the location, okay, like location of industries, so it goes like this, that is availability of, very first is raw material, okay? So raw material should be lump sum in nature, nothing but it should be easily available, okay? The raw material should be easily available so that there won't be any problem for manufacturing the materials or getting the products easily. So very first is raw material. So they always concentrate upon the availability of raw material. The second one is land, okay? So there has to be a land, barren land, or even the land which can, where the industry can be set up. So the land, easy availability of land. The third one is water, okay? Water supply, because water is very important. That's the reason water supply is also very much necessary. So they need water supply. So for the working of the machinery, okay, the working of the setup, they need water, right? These are the basic things that is necessary to set up the industry. So industry always gets located wherein the raw material, land is easily available, raw material can be easily, like it is, the transportation should not be very difficult, okay? The transportation should be easy. Can we set up any industry in the mountain area or some area where is totally the transportation is difficult? No, right? So when it comes to land, the land has to be available, water has to be available. Then comes the labor, okay, people to work. So the labor, availability of labor, okay, labor. easy availability of people for the working. Okay, so easy availability, that has to be there. The next is power. Okay, power that is necessary for the working of the machinery. Okay, for the better working of the machinery, we need power, right? If that is available, okay, easily available, easily accessible, then industries always think of setting their, whole plant there itself, okay, nearby this. Then is the capital, transport, okay, Capital is nothing but the initial investment. Okay, the initial investment done by the person who wants to set his industry. So capital, easily, like if at all the capital can be easily available even at that particular location. See, something out of these things, at least 5 to 6 things are easily available, then the industries will locate themselves in that particular area. So the next one is transport. Okay, transportation should be easily available, and even market. Okay, so market has to be available there. So market, easy market, so something that can be easily sold, whatever they have produced, that has to be sold, right? So if at all there is a chance of selling or getting a good market for whatever they have produced, then industries always locate in such a place. They plan, if at all they are getting all the raw material. See, what is an industry? The industry is a place wherein the raw material is converted into finished goods undergoing certain process, right? So it is a place wherein the raw material is converted into finished goods which can be consumable, which has got its own value by undergoing certain process, right? So for doing this, we need raw materials, right? We need the basic thing, that is raw material, and to set up the machine to carry out all the process, we need land, labor, power and water, right? To carry out all the process and procedure, we need land, labor, power and water, which is very essential to carry out certain process so that the raw material will be converted into finished goods. Then again, we need capital. This is the initial stage before starting the raw material. Okay, starting with the raw material, before to start with raw material, we need capital. Okay, to pay for the raw material also we need capital. Then comes transport, to get the raw material to the place. Both for, the raw material has to reach the particular industry. For that also we need transport, and the finished goods has to reach the market. For that also we need transportation. So this is how, the industry always chooses its location depending upon these things. If these things are easily available, then definitely the industry gets located in that particular place. Clear? Yes. So, the government provides incentives. So there are certain industries which are very helpful for the economy, for increasing the economy. See, this comes, industries as it comes under tertiary sector, even that is adding on to the economy, right? So because of their contribution, the economy increases. That's the reason even government sometimes provides with all the subsidy, okay, for power, okay, lower transport cost, okay, power will be provided, okay, by paying subsidy there. Then for transportation, less cost, okay, at less cost. If at all for others the transport cost is per kilometer some 100 rupees or 200 rupees, it may be less than that, okay. When if at all the government feels, then those provisions or those facilities will be given. And yes, so So other infrastructure, so that industries may be located in backward areas, nothing but the areas where, see, industry is always located in a very good areas, right? So backward areas, if at all the state or the particular nation has to see the improvement, okay, see the development, then the industry should be located in backward areas, so that the area automatically gets, totally developed. What happens as the industry is located? Imagine, let's take A as a village, okay, so which is totally like no improvement, no development. People are like totally least bothered about all these things. Imagine there comes an industry, okay, so some person locates his industry because there is easy availability of raw material, land is available, water is available, labor is available, okay, so all these things are available. That's the reason like he sets his industry there. Now as he has set up the industry, people of this village, they get the job there, right? Labor, as industry needs labor, so labor is easily available here. People, they don't have any work, so they have started to work here. Now they'll get payment, right? They get paid there, they get their daily wages. It totally depends, right? If they are employees, definitely they'll be getting their salary. If they are laborers, then definitely they'll be getting their daily wages on the basis of the contract, whatever they have signed. So now, when the industry is paying, okay, for the laborers, what happens? Gradually, they start showing improvisation with their living, okay, the standard of living changes, okay. Earlier they used to, be very like totally dirty and all. Now with the money, they start, developing themselves. With their development, the society, the area gets developed. So that is the reason government always wants the industries to be set up in a backward class area, so that, or say backward area which is not at all improved. The reason is, with the industry, okay, with the setup of industry, there will be improvement that can be seen in the society, okay. So the standard of living automatically changes. That is the reason industry shall be located in such places, okay. So industrialization often leads to development. So see, as I told you, industrial revolution, okay, industrial revolution took place, and because of that itself we could see much more development in the nation, because more and more production of the goods and services that can be sold, that can be exported, because of which the economy starts growing, right? So, and people start improving themselves. So that is the reason we can see the improvement, or say the development here. Okay, the next topic is industrial system. What is this industrial system? Is there a particular system they have to follow? Is there any kind of system that is necessary? So that is industrial system. So what is this industrial system? What actually it is? So industrial system, it consists of what all things? Inputs, processes and outputs. So as I told you, you see, raw material, it has to get, like it has to give a finished goods. But how it will be giving? By undergoing certain process, or say procedures. So while this is being done, this raw material will be called as an input. Okay, this is an input. Okay, so we call this as an input. Undergoes certain process, wherein the output. So we get an output here. So input is the raw material. Okay, so the raw material is the input here. It undergoes certain process wherein the finished goods is produced, which is called to be output, and that itself is the industrial system. So industrial system is nothing but the system, the systematic activity Input is given, it undergoes certain process. Like for example, yesterday we did discuss, like your previous class, like what did we discuss? Wherein you did, you got the wood, converted it into pulp, then that pulp got mixed with certain chemicals, wherein you got the paper, right? Later on it was inked, right, wherein you got the notebook or say textbook, depending upon the situation. So same thing, so here wood was the input. Process, wood pulp, then pulp getting mixed with chemical, that is the process. Output is the paper there. Clear? So that is the industrial system. So yes, so there, if at all this industrial system has to be carried out, then definitely they have to use the raw material, okay? They have to use all these factors, okay? It depends upon all the factors. So it takes up all the factors and then they come up with the finished goods. So the process includes a wide range of activities. It is not only about one activity or two activities. It is a wide range of activity which is included here and which converts the raw material into the finished goods or finished product. So the outputs are the end product and the income earned from it. So output, what are the outputs? Output is one like the finished product, okay, finished goods, or even the income that is earned, okay, both are output. So why it is called as an output? We get a market for the products that is being produced by undergoing certain process. We get a product, so that has got a market wherein that is sold, and we earn income, so we get income, right? So imagine now raw material is let's take the raw materials as fruits. Okay, fruits are used, it undergoes certain process, then we get juice there, okay, we get juice, or say even chocolates, okay, if that is produced. Then what happens? The chocolate or say the juice is sold in the market, wherein we receive income, we get income. So that itself can be considered here as the industrial system. Yes, so next is like in case of the textile industry. What happens with the textile industry? So here the input may be cotton, human labor, factory and transport cost, okay. The process here includes ginning, spinning, weaving, dyeing and printing, okay. So ginning, spinning, weaving, so separating the cotton, okay, like cotton seeds from the cotton, then spinning it to make it a thread, weaving it, weaving to get a clothing, so dyeing, coloring, okay, and then printing if you want, so that can be done. So the output is the shirt you wear, the output is the sari your mother wears, right? So the maybe like dress you wear, so that is the output we can consider. Understood? So you can just do an activity for a particular product, what is the input that is given and what would be the output that we get. So you can just go through certain activities and you can just let us know about it. So the next one is industrial regions. Okay, so is there any particular industrial region? Yes, there are certain region which we consider as industrial area. Even in Davangere you might have got Harihar. We have industrial area in Harihar. Maybe the same is there when it comes to Davangere, like industrial area. So let us know about that. See, industrial regions, it emerge when a number of industries come together and set there, or they are working locate each other at a particular place. Imagine this is a place, okay? Imagine this is a particular place wherein this area is totally located with industries. Many of the industries, it's not about only one industry, there are many industries as such which are located nearby to each other, and they are sharing the benefits of their closeness. Maybe like small, maybe there's a small farm beside that itself, like they are having the factory, or say the industry wherein agro-based industries are that can be set up, right? So maybe like this, in the same manner, there are maybe like they are having one particular, imagine if at all there is a huge machine that has to be prepared, okay, like that has to be like constructed. So what happens? Manufactured, okay. So what happens? Now they need all these tools and all, right? Maybe beside to that itself they are having tools, like tools tools manufacturing industry. So from that manufacturing industry they can take up the tools and all, and they can come up with a big machine. So now the area, okay, region, nothing but the area wherein most of the industries are located, they are very close to each other, and they are taking the benefits of being located in a close area. So that can be considered here as a industrial region. So major industrial region when it comes to the world, okay, it is related to the world, we can see that is Eastern North America, Western and Central Europe, Eastern Europe and Eastern Asia. So these are the places wherein you can see number of industries that is located. So a particular region, okay, wherein you can find many industries which are located, that can be called as industrial region. So industrial region tend to be located in the temperate areas near to seaports and especially near coal fields. So coal fields you know very well because they need all the minerals and all. Port transportation would be very easy, that's the reason, and maybe like temperate areas. So this is how they are located. Then India has several industrial regions, especially Mumbai Pune cluster, Bangalore Tamil Nadu region, Hooghly region, Ahmedabad Baroda region, Chota Nagpur industrial belt, Visakhapatnam Guntur belt, Gurgaon Delhi Meerut region, and the Kollam Thiruvananthapuram industrial cluster. So these are the places wherein you can see a number of industries that are located very nearby or in a particular manner that is located. So that can be considered as a industrial region. See, do you think there are any laws related to the industrial, imagine now there is an industry, okay, maybe in nearby this residential area, not nearby but a bit closer. Imagine there are certain chemicals that are being stored there. Once the chemical gets there is a leak from a particular tank wherein the chemical is stored. Now the leakage has caused death in number of people, okay, or has caused many irritational diseases. So who will be held responsible? Are there any laws, okay, are there any laws that has made these people or there are the laws that has come to punish those industrial people who are being negligent? Do we have any law there? Yes, absolutely we have something called as absolute liability. Okay, see, when it comes to law, see there's a famous case, that is Bhopal gas tragedy. Okay, so this took industrial disaster, we say, Bhopal gas tragedy, which took place on 3rd December 1984. Here, almost around 3 a.m. what happened? There was a leakage of a technological accident wherein highly poisonous methyl isocyanate. Okay, there was a leakage of methyl isocyanate, which along with hydrogen cyanide and other reaction products leaked out of the pesticide chemical industry, okay, and a pesticide factory, causing huge death of almost 3,800 people there, okay, almost 3,800 people, and most of the people, they got injured, they lost their eyesight, they got the skin diseases, okay, irritational diseases, all these things they faced. Now who is made liable for this? Who has to be questioned? This particular industry was, okay, that was a American industry, or say we can consider it as multinational company. To get the compensation paid, there was a huge time taken. people did file a case, okay, that is public interest litigation was filed, nothing but as it is the right of each and every person, like a group of people, that's the reason it was taken as a public interest litigation. But yes, to get the justice, they took almost an year. So what happened after this, there was another incident which is called as MC Mehta versus Union of India, wherein this was another case. This Shriram fertilizer, food and fertilizer company, that what happened? Yes. They again there was again there was again a huge leakage. Okay, so yes, so there was again a huge leakage of the gas which caused the death of one particular MC Mehta, Shriram Food and Fertilizer. So oleum gas was leaked there. Okay, this gas leak caused, okay, it occurred in the infamous Bhopal gas leak and created a lot of panic in Delhi. So one person died in the incident and few were hospitalized. Okay, so after this Bhopal gas tragedy, again this took place wherein Shriram Food and Fertilizers, the oleum gas did leak, and because of which there was a huge disturbance in the particular place. So there people did die, okay, and one person did die and the few others were hospitalized. Now, seeing these things, there was a question. The person did file a case against Union of India because this was particularly the public sector industry, so that's the reason Union of India. Okay, so if you want to file a case against any central government related organs, then you have to file it as Union of India. Else you can take, if it is state, then you'll be taking the names of the state of Karnataka versus state of Karnataka versus state of so and so, you can take that. Okay, so when it comes to Union of India, this particular case under Article 32. Okay, under Article 32, that is writ, which speaks about writ. They filed a writ. So they filed this writ petition, Article 32, in the Supreme Court. Okay, they did file this petition saying that our fundamental right, that is Article 21. Okay, Article 21, which says that right to life and personal liberty. Okay, it speaks about right to life and personal liberty. So this right is violated. Okay, under Article 32, they filed a public interest litigation in the Supreme Court saying that Article 21, our right to life and personal liberty is totally violated here, because of which the person has lost his life and we are unable to have a good environment. Under Article 21, they say that right to life includes good environment. So if at all the industries are located nearby the residential area, so they have to be very, very cautious. Right, they have to take care of each and every small thing, and they have to take care all the measures that are supposed to be taken by those people. Now, because of this Article 21, wherein they, that was violated, they filed a case there. Okay, so now the court took up the case and they came up with something called as absolute liability. Okay, so absolute liability, which says that no person can escape the liability. Okay, no industrial person can escape the liability. They will be held responsible absolutely for whatever that has happened because of their industry. Okay, because of their industry, whatever has happened, whatever has the harm that has caused to another person because of their industry, they will be held liable. Actually, there is something called a strict liability, wherein there are exceptions. Okay, something called as act of God. Okay, imagine all of a sudden there would be an earthquake. That is act of God, right? So here, when liability, even people, the industrial employer, he may say that it is act of God. Leakage took place. We are not held responsible. We have taken all the measures. but because of act of God the leakage took place and people have died. So for that, why will I be held responsible to pay any compensation there? Strict liability. Under strict liability they have got exception, but when it comes to absolute liability they made certain laws. Okay, they said that any person for that matter, if at all the person is planning, if at all the person is planning to set any of the industry wherein they are producing the hazardous, very dangerous chemical, if they are producing any dangerous chemical, definitely they should be very cautious. They have to take all the measures. They have to take all the safety measures, not only related to the to their environment, like their industry, not only the safety measures related to only to their industry or to their employees, not only that, but even to the environment. Okay, to the environment, they have to see that the environment is very clean, very safe. Okay, the safety measures has to be taken there. So that is absolute liability, wherein whosoever it is, if at all they are carrying out the industry wherein they are producing the hazardous chemicals which are very, very dangerous to the environment, they should see that they have to take all the necessary safety measures. Now imagine, even after taking all the safety measures, some or the other accident takes place. Then who will be held responsible? No question, there is no question again. Absolutely, the industrial employer, the employer himself will be held liable. Though he has taken all the measures, he cannot escape the liability. So they said the same thing. The law has come into existence saying that absolutely you will be held liable, whatever it is. Whatever it may be the reason, if you are carrying out any industry which may cause huge disturbance, huge problem, even after taking the measures, if anything happens to the environment, then definitely you will be held liable for the same. You cannot escape the liability. So this is what they came up with, the absolute liability. Understood? Yes. There was another case, that took place, that is on 23rd December 2005, that too in China it took place, wherein, due to some gas well blowout, gas well that did blow out in Gaoqiao, Chongqing, China. So 243 people did die here and 9,000 were injured and 64,000 people were evacuated. They were shifted from that place and many people died because they were unable to run after the explosion took place, and those who could not escape in time suffered burns to their eyes, skin, lungs from the gas. So they could totally feel this. They could see the people who couldn't run away. See, imagine there is a well, these chemicals and all, what they do, they'll be storing it in well and all, that is there. Maybe if you join any industry and all, you will understand that, yes, but they will be storing all these things in a particular, there are particular system to store all these things. Now, because of storing the gas in a particular well, there was an explosion, because of which almost 243 people did die here, 9,000 people were totally injured and 64,000 people they were evacuated, and those people who couldn't run on time, they were even they did suffer, almost the eyes, their eyes started burning, skin, lungs, etc. They had this irritational the outcomes, irritation in the skin. They could feel that, yes, they could see there was a burn, skin burn, and also this was the thing that took place. Now what measures has to be taken then? What measures has to be taken so that the industries can avoid, or industries can feel that they are they have taken all the safety measures? See, very first is they have to avoid, the industry should not be located in a densely populated area. As I told you in the beginning itself, the labor should be available. Okay, people for working, they should have the willingness to work, no doubt. But that doesn't mean the industry should be located very near to the residential area. Can you see any of the industries which are located very nearby to the residential area? Absolutely not, because never this happens, and even the government will never give any permission for the industries to be located nearby the residential area. So they always choose, okay, people, they always choose to locate them, like the industrial area or say industries, they always will be located in an area wherein no doubt you will get good amount of labors for working, but it shall be totally out of this or very far from the industrial area, residential area. Clear? Yes. So that has to be kept in mind whenever an industry is planning to set its unit or set its plant. Okay, so they have to be separated from all the residential areas, or if any residential areas has to be done, then it should be away from the industrial area. That is the first thing. The second, people staying in the vicinity of industries. Okay, if at all imagine industries are located, now can't help because they have their sites nearby the industrial area. They never thought like there would be an industry set up there, and they have, they are dwelling there. Now, if they are very near to this, okay, near the vicinity of industry, they should be aware of the storage of toxins. They should know what kind of chemicals, what kind of toxic chemicals, what kind of dangerous chemicals, what kind of gases are stored by the industries. Okay, they should know this hazardous substance which are stored and their possible effects if anything happens there. Okay, if any explosion takes place or if any leakage takes place, then what are the consequences these people will be facing? That has to be known by the people. Okay, they should know what exactly would take place. Okay, they should know, they have to know that yes, if at all the measures are not taken properly, okay, people staying in nearby the vicinity, they should know what kind of chemicals, what kind of industry is that, what kind of chemicals they do produce, are they storing it? If so, where they are storing it, and if have they taken any measures? So all those things should be known to just to avoid this accident. Okay, yes, fire warning and fighting system should be improved. So fire alarm, okay, so if any leakage is there, so the alarm should be there, so that it actually gives an alarm to the people, so that they vacate from that area or they take measures to come to a safety place. Okay, so that can be done. Next is storage capacity of toxic substance should be limited. So no doubt the industries are very much important because they are the one which are adding on to the economy, right? They help in improving the economy. They help in the development of a particular society because people do start working in the industry and all, that is labor. So labor will be easily available and all, that is there, no doubt. But yes, if at all they are planning, see when it comes to industry, definitely they have to undergo all this process, right? As they are taking the input which undergoes certain process. So for processing, they may need all the chemicals, all the gas, etc., which are dangerous in nature. They have to take it, no doubt that has to be permitted by the government. But yes, there has to be certain limitation on them. Okay, like a huge tank they will keep, or huge, no, that should be totally avoided. No doubt that has to be kept, but always, the government has to keep in mind that how much amount of chemicals they are keeping, whether that is within the safety, zone, or whether that is exceeding. Okay, so this has to be checked by the government every now and then. So, the industries should always keep in mind whatever chemicals they are keeping which are dangerous in nature, it should have a limitation on those things. The next is pollution dispersion qualities. Okay, in the industry should be improved. Nothing but how the pollution, like dispersion quality, nothing but the chimneys, so it should have a particular height, right? If at all the chemical, like all of a sudden it is creating a nuisance, the smell creates nuisance, right? Polyfibers, like the smell is actually the nuisance for the newcomer to Harrier, right? They cannot take the smell. They will be like, what the, what the kind of smell is this? We can't breathe and all. Few people do get irritated with the smell, few feel that it's a nuisance and all, right? So what measures are taken for the disposal? Okay, no doubt you are using chemicals, you are undergoing the process, and also if at all those chemicals you let it into the river directly, what would be the consequence? Definitely people do drink it, they may face one or the other problem. All the aquatic animals which are there, they may die, right? So all those things should be kept in mind, and how the disposal quality, like what is the system for the disposal of such things, should be always kept in mind by the industries. They should take up all the good measures so that there won't be any problem for the industries. Like even they should not face any problem with regards to the industry, and even there has to be improvement in the industry. So dear students, we have discussed about the factors that affects the location of industry, and the various factors that are necessary to decide about the fact, a setup of an industry. Then the industrial system, what actually is industrial system? That is input, process and output. So next is industrial region. What kind of region, like what exactly is industrial region? How in the world the industrial region is distributed? So we did discuss about this. With that, we did even discuss about the disasters that has taken place in India and even China. With that, in addition, what measures has to be taken by the industries so that they can avoid the accidents to the maximum what they can do. And if accident occurs, definitely absolute liability will be applicable. Like these people, like the one who has faced the problem can go with public interest litigation, and even under Article 21 saying that there is a violation of Article 21, they can go to Supreme Court or with writ petition. Okay, so that is absolute liability. So even this law has come into existence so that industries never escape any liability. Dear students, so there is something called as distribution of major industries, like how it is distributed, especially this iron and steel industry. Okay, with regards to that, even there is something there's a place called Jamshedpur, and even there is something related to cotton industry, how it is shared, how it is located and all. This will be learnt in the next class. Thank you so much, dear students. Thank you for your patience. If you have any doubts, please you can contact me. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time. Thank you.